everyone all season long was waiting for that playbook that Andy has there. That's the one that everyone thought he was going to bring out for the playoffs, the playoff playbook. But JD was saying there is no playoff playbook. The playbook is the playbook. There is no magical playbook they just bring out. Magical plays, sure, but magical playbook, playoff playbook, doesn't exist. So, JD, what did you make of Andy Reid's playoff playbook last night?
No, look, we know that, Andy does a great job attacking defenses. He's very creative, innovative in a lot of different ways. Other people see what Andy is doing, they try to, they try to copy it. This is a copycat league on getting guys open. But one thing I didn't see is what Andy's really good at is running plays that we ran early in the year or during training camp, and I didn't see any of that. It almost looked like we were somewhat vanilla. One of the keys I said that we needed to do right off top is go straight up top, test the defense. And the reason that is because they just start sitting on things short. Why? Because majority of the time, Marcus, we're throwing within that 5 to 10 yard range. That's where we live. You know what we also didn't do, Marcus? We didn't attack the middle of the field. Not at all. We threw the one to Travis Kelce, and it was behind him. He probably should have caught it. But majority of the time, go to the field. Go to all 22 and just look at the film and watch the middle of the field, how open it is. From an 8 to about 12 yard range. And it's just massive holes, massive windows there. And some of it had to do with the speed of guys getting on, and Pat couldn't set his feet to throw the ball. But I didn't really see a whole lot of, there wasn't any definitive plan to attack that. I've seen a couple of times Juju get there in the middle. We didn't throw it to him. Should have done that. We didn't. So it should have been one of the main things in our game plan. We just didn't attack it. So we didn't attack them deep, okay, to force them to get out their break, to open it up, have them cover the entire blade of grass, because that's what you need to do against a fast defense, a defense that sits in zone a lot. Zone is what we should live in. We should live in that. And then when you come in man, guess what you do, Marcus? You move motion, okay? You shift a little bit. There's things you do to get the matchup. And I did not see that at all last night from Andy and Nagy. I didn't. And that was the disappointing part, because I know we are better than that. Tons better than that. Scheme, I thought was just, I don't know if they just went away from it, how they wanted to put everything together, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it. When he attacked the middle, he threw a pick. No, it was flooded to the right, to the short side of the field, Capricorn. I see what you're saying, but D-Hop was coming across. He had D-Hop earlier. And yes, what we should have did was maybe a little bit more sprint protection, maybe a little bit more rollout, where you had to move the defensive line. When you get the defensive line moving laterally, it helps you out a little bit more, especially against a pass rush like that, right? But didn't see a lot of it. Matter of fact, we, when we talk about that, Pat just didn't see it. Pat just did not see it.
We talked about that going into it, just based on our own film study. The middle of the field was going to be a wide open spot for us. Mm-hmm. The Rams attacked it. Every team from the season attacked it. I mean, there was a big time vulnerability in the middle of that field, and it got to a point. I mean, even the pick where he threw to Bond, where he's trying to find Hollywood in the middle of the field. If Tooney doesn't get pushed back into him, that's a solid throw. We're getting first down there potentially, or at least 8 yards there. But Tooney gets pushed back, and there you go. He throws an errant throw and an interception. So it's, team game, man.
First one at Juju was RPO. He read it. Perfect. Ball, right? Easy read. Sure. Maybe throw a little bit more in there. But while we are not, okay, and not moving Kelce around to read the defense, to get him open. And what you have to do with the defenses, they have to change what they're doing, unless they just run a zone that they're going to sit in the area, is when you take your count from one side to the other side of the field, okay? Now it changes how everybody's count, who they have to cover. And so it makes it a little bit different. So I didn't see that from them guys. I didn't see it at all. and it looked almost like vanilla. But some of the things they did, like, well, why are we not moving? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not doing some of the things that we want to do? And it was almost like some of the things we tried, it didn't work. They abandoned it quick. Like, we didn't look, no traps, no counters, not a lot of kickouts, none of that.
Just 3 carries in the first half.
Kareem Hunt, non-existent. Didn't even want to try to establish a run with him at all. And so, oh man, that's the frustrating part. The frustrating part is that I know we have, capable offense. We got the pieces and the weapons to do more than what we showed yesterday. And it was sad that we didn't do it. It's a travesty, to be honest with you. Travesty, we didn't move Travis around to get him going. We could have had him motion across, get like a quick little tight end screen. He would have got about 5-6 yards. That's easy. That's easy money. And
even on the fourth down play where he throws the out route to Hopkins, he's got Watson. Watson motions in. He's got Watson quick and on the hash marks.
Yeah, I don't know. The ball was probably called a D hop. The thing is, short side of the field, maybe the route a little bit better, but Pat got to throw it on the outside. The only D hop could get. Made some guys look like superstars that wasn't really anything.
I know.
It's like, wow. I'm like, really? That was the play? No creativity. I just didn't see it. So
that's kind of what we talked about all year. It's kind of there was no identity to the offense, and it kind of manifested itself in the time of the year you don't want it in the Super Bowl. But what we kind of talked about all year was there was kind of no identity to the offense. It was kind of unclear what we were offensively. And then it manifested itself in prime time in front of the whole world to see, which is a bummer. But we talked about all year, there was no real identity to it.
No. And I get, the identity is really kind of, you put pressures in particular zones and serve particular players that they had to make a decision who you're going to cover. The one that he threw in it, like the middle where, Braun had caught that, it was, he probably could have released it earlier on the window, the backside of that. So you get one or two windows, and he wasn't patient enough. The one third down that we went to Kelsey, and it was too low for him. Pat should supposed to put him right there on his chest. But Andy and Nagy, man, they got a D grade for me. They got a D.
Yeah. That's right on par with what I thought.
It's a daggone shame.
Might be a little generous, but
no, they should have been a little bit better at that. But I think it goes into, oh man, what I saw. Okay, so yeah, got a D.
Yeah, I think my thing would be the lack of running, which was something we talked about all year as a something that needed to be improved on. And that's like kind of last year during the playoffs, we knew we were talking about the identity. We knew we were smash mouth with Pop, and there was way more balance in that at last year's playoff run. Yes, worst seed, but we had an identity. It was a little bit of everything. This year, especially and to come out of the second half. 3 and out right away in the second half with literally it didn't seem like there was any changes or any adjustments made. That's why I was like, oh no, they really have no answer for what they're doing, which is crazy. But yeah, I agree, JD.
I think, with the halftime adjustments, it's tough because you got to climb yourself out of a hole. Okay. And I've seen Smiley, the Axelto said, yeah, no halftime adjustments. And I know they tried to make it a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And sometimes you're just like, hey, man, just trust the process. It's going to work. It's going to open up. And it's like, no, it didn't. But if you're not working on these things, which I'm sure they worked on, heck, you had 2 weeks to get prepared. 2 weeks. Any game plan with 7 runs is not a game plan. The end. Yeah. And I'm sure they wanted more game runs. Okay. All of this is based off of what you do, how your offense is going, Todd, for sure. So it's like, well, sometimes we had to become one-dimensional. But even then, it was like, you still had the way it could have worked out. And after I looked at the first half, I'm like, you know what? This ain't as bad as I thought it was, boys. Coming in the second quarter, it looked like we didn't. That's what was like, discombobulated a little bit. But we still had it 17-0. Marcus, we still could have just, if we had scored and then get the ball at the half, it'd have been 14-17 at some point. And then that's when we kind of failed to piece. Like, what are we doing?
When D-Hop drops that pass, 24-0 at that point, D-Hop drops that pass. Let's say we get into field goal range. We go to halftime 24-3. We get ball to start the second half. We score. We bring it down 24-10. Then you start to wear that momentum they had. They were world beaters. They were thinking that, Patrick Mahomes is a 2-possession game. What's going on here?
Right.
Never came.
Yeah, but yes, absolutely. But I'm saying before then, when it was 17-0, I'm like, that's such striking distance right there. If we just get something going, we're fine. This is probably like, maybe I forgot what it was, the count for it, like 5 minutes, 3 somewhere.
Well, see, he throws the pick six, and then he throws another interception. So they get beat.
Yeah. So.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.